Hi, it's Lavana again from the Cottage of Grace, and I'm doing a reading about the woman who bled for 12 years, who was in Capernaum in the Bible times, who had bled for 12 years from her womb and decided to just go for her healing because she knew Jesus was coming down the road, and she decided this was it. This was her time. If you think about this woman, give her a chance. Just stop and think about it. You know, picture her before all this started. She was a woman who had hopes, you know, probably in her youth. She was probably very pretty, and, you know, and she couldn't wait to get married and have children and create her own home. And, you know, just every woman's desire to just be loved and recognized. And then her life changes because she starts this bleeding from her uterus, which makes her you know, unclean ceremonially wise, to the point where women could not even sleep in the same beds with their husband. And anywhere that a woman sat while they were bleeding would become unclean. So this woman probably was very confined to her home. Money she spent to find cures and never finding it, and, you know, just becoming a social outcast, because back then people didn't want to associate or be near you when you were on that time of your, you know, on your period, because you were not clean. And God forbid if, you know, I'm sitting with you and you sit there and I reach over to touch your hand, well, then suddenly you're unclean. And so when this time goes on for a woman back then, and even today, Jewish people take it very seriously. Over in Israel, when I was on my mission trip, you know, we would go to the bathroom and men could come and go, you know, drop their shekel into the pan, or, you know, give it to the man and touch the man, shake his hand, and go on to the bathroom. But as a woman, we had to put our shekel into the tray. The man would either leave it on onto the table, or he would hold the tray up. We were not allowed to touch the man because, you know, God forbid, we might be unclean because we're having a period. Although, you know, God created us to be that way. And then her bleeding starts, and she realizes this is the time to go for her healing. She knows Jesus is coming down that dusty Galilean street of Capernaum, and she, you know, everything else about her, you know, the bounce in her life and the happiness and the joy has all been just crushed, and all this dust in the street from everybody walking and following Jesus for what he's getting ready, what he was intending to do by healing Jairus' daughter. You know, she's feeling dusty and dirty just as well, and she realizes this is her chance. She goes for it. She touches the hem of his garment, and suddenly 12 years of bleeding has stopped. 12 years of life just being sucked out of her has stopped, and her desperation finally becomes hope. Now let's flash forward to our time, to the 21st century. And, you know, thank God as a woman we don't have to go through that. If we start having issues with our cycles, or we're hormonal, or having PMS, we go to the doctor, we get a pill, or we can have a hysterectomy, or, you know, whatever. We have medical advances to take care of that, and we don't have to worry about being, especially in the Western world, in America and cultures like that, we don't have to worry about, just because we're on our period, that we have to become, you know, confined and social outcast. But let's talk about this. Women don't bleed from their wombs like that woman did back in the Bible times, but women bleed from their hearts. There are so many things that can cut a woman's heart. There is so much bleeding that goes on in different ways. There is the blade of love turned sour. There is the blade of love rejected. And all of these blades are causing cuts that can cause a woman to bleed. And it is no small occasion when a woman offers her heart to a man, and she puts her life in a man's hand, and then suddenly, the man does something to where he can no longer be trusted, and that's another cut. There are other blaze as well. Some are more horrific than other. Some women are violated as young girls. They're molested, they're raped, they're physically abused, emotionally abused. That causes a lot of bleeding through the heart. Women are ignored by their husbands, and women can be even cut in their heart by the way that their children treat them. So there are just many different aspects that a woman goes through today, in today's time, that no, we may not bleed for 12 years from our uterus, thank God, but we have other things that go on in our lives that cause issues that make us feel like we're bleeding in our heart of hearts, or in our soul, or in our life. And we have a Lord that cares, and He loves us so much. He created us, and He knows exactly what we need. And I'm going to read this from this book, and then I think I'll be done. But like I said in my second video, actively participate in your search for the divine, to get your healing, to get your better job, to improve your marital relationship or the relationship with your children, or to find the right person to marry. Is Jesus moved by your faith today? I don't know. It's up to you. You know, I don't know. I hope Jesus is moved by my faith today. Do you work hard to keep free from doubt, despite how bad and heavy things get? And believe me, I know what heavy is. I with my migraines, just because it's a headache and it's so severe, it just takes everything out of me. Do you speak positive scriptures into your life? Or do you struggle to live in the promise of the Word? And then I wrote here, I need to start speaking out loud more and believe more. And I guess maybe that's why I'm doing this vlog. One thing I want you to remember is that with God, with Jesus, you are His girl. You are His princess. You're His daughter. You're the love of His life. You are the apple of His eye, and He sings joy over you. And that's in Zephaniah 3:17, I believe. And you move the very heart of the Lord. Everything about you. Jesus is just, you are His princess. And I just want to read this from this book, and then I'm done. It says, I created you, my precious one. I saw your unformed body long before you came to be, just as I see you now. And all your days were written in my book a long, long time ago. I love you, precious woman, just the way you are. Oh, that you would truly believe that it is truly that simple. Even with all of those feelings you feel bad about, and the times you think that you've let me down, even with all those things that you think make you less, they really don't. Even with that, you know what, that no one else knows about, I know it, but I love you. You've captured my heart. I've never for one moment felt any other way. You must never again think that you're an accident. You must never again think nobody cares. I planned you. I desired and I willed you. I held you in my heart long ago, just as I hold you so close today. I know you're suffering, my precious daughter. Not one of your cries went unheard. Every moment of bleeding, Not just physical bleeding from the womb like the woman in Capernaum, but the bleeding of your heart from the things that hurt you physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That's what this is talking about. Every moment of bleeding takes the wind out of me, meaning Jesus, and every heartache you have breaks my heart as well. I was not the author of those terrible things that have happened to you. They were not my perfect desire, but I am the one who redeems all of it. Look closely and you will see that promise alive and living in my eyes. May I have the honor of wiping away your tear. Let me reach deep into your heart. That's right. And wipe it all away. There you go, my child. Let yesterday be no more. Release it from your grasp, and together let you and I live today into tomorrow and into tomorrow, into forever. I am yours today, and I am yours tomorrow. I am yours forever. I love you, my precious one. I love you. I love you. I love you. Jesus. And that makes me cry. To think that there's divinity. There's a divine God that despite all of my flaws and all my imperfections, my sins, and what I thought was going to be a successful life that to me doesn't feel successful at times, despite the migraines that I suffer and not being able to be the perfect wife and mother that I wanted to be, and not being able to work right now, it doesn't matter because I have someone who loves me so much. And these tears that I'm crying, Jesus holds them in his hands, and I vision them turning into diamonds that one day I'll get back. Just a bucket load of diamonds, because Lord knows I've cried enough. Always remember you are his princess. You are his daughter. You are the love of his life. And never forget it. Just never forget it. And actively seek the divine. Actively seek everything about God. I hope this blesses you as much as it's blessed me just even reading it. And I wish you a great day. And lots of blessings, especially today. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Shout back and let me know what you think. And love you. Bye.